Hello everybody, welcome back to another coding tutorial. I promised this. I'm not going to go back on my promise. I promised you guys that I would show you one final coding tutorial video, at least for the time being. We're obviously going to have more of them way long in the future, but for right now, one now. We're going to look at using lists that we did use in the last video. I know it's been like a month, but lists that we used in the last video, let's use them to make the Wheel of Isaac that we use in Discord. It's going to be a little bit different because I'm not going to use Discord's API for this. That would just be a little bit ridiculous, but I am going to show you basically the gist of how you would go about doing it. It's pretty easy, and I think you guys are going to genuinely find some good use out of this. So let's open up our coding window here. I'm just going to do a little transition over to there. Look at that smooth transition. And let's start typing. So using what we've learned, let's do a couple of things here. We're going to need the Wheel of Isaac, okay? And the Wheel of Isaac, as we all know, contains all of the different things that we can possibly spin. So let's put in there the Wheel of God. I'm just going to do a couple examples here. The Wheel of Poo-Poo, and also the Wheel of, I don't know, Eyes, okay? You could put more stuff in here, but let's just say it's those for the time being. Then we also need to, of course, define what those wheels are going to be. So we'll make the Wheel of God here a list and say, okay, in the Wheel of God, we have Godhead, we have 20, 20, and we have Proptosis, okay? And then in the Wheel of Poo-Poo, gotta make sure we add our underscore right there so that it's all one word. The Wheel of Poo-Poo is going to be, I don't know, the poop. We have Strange Attractor, and we'll put in Butterbean. Why not? I'm doing this all from head right now, so don't think too much of what's going on here. Wheel of Eyes, finally, will be our final list that we have to do. And in the Wheel of Eyes, we obviously have 2020, Inner Eye, and Mutant Spider. Perfect. So there we go. Obviously, you would have more stuff in there if you want to have more stuff in there. But for right now, for example's sake, this will do just fine here. So then what do we have to do? Well, first of all, as coding practices should be, I'm going to make this a function, and we're going to call this our main function here. Perfect. And then we will have all of this stuff in here. I do have to add in our little open brackets there. And then we got to do our thing here. So let's make a while loop that just says while true. That way this will just run forever. We're going to ask the user. We're going to print and say, what would you like to spin? Okay? And then we're actually going to do a input on that. Just got to make sure we line this up correctly. So input, what would you like to spin? And then we'll make sure we put a space after it. That's going to allow the user to actually input something, but we have to save whatever that input is. So we'll just say that's a keyword. Choice. How about that? Choice is equal to input of what would you like to spin. And then we take that and we basically just do a if-else block here. So if our choice is equal to Wheel of God, and what you could basically say here is, instead of doing it like that, basically make the user, this is how I do it on the Discord, make them do something along the lines of God for Wheel of God, else if, it's elif in Python. It's been a little while, okay? Elif if choice is equal to poo-poo, then do something. And then obviously elif choice is equal to eyes, then do the Wheel of Eyes here. That's basically how that's going to go. And then we'll also just do a little error checking. So else, if you didn't pick one of those, then print out to the user, you didn't pick a wheel that was there. Essentially, pretty straightforward. And then we actually have to do the randomizing here. So if the choice is equal to God, we want to come up here, we want to import random, because we want to be able to use a random number generator type thing here. come down here and say random, we'll call it num is equal to random.randint between 0 and the length of the wheel of God. So essentially what that's going to do is going to say, okay, so the length of wheel of God is 3. So this is going to pick a random number between 0 and 3. Now, you're probably sitting here going, Tyler, that's not going to work. You're right. We got to put length of wheel of God minus 1. Because if we did 3, then if we come to this next block, and we'll actually, like, I'll do a little test run here to show you why this won't work. So we'll change it back to be just length here. And then we'll say to print out wheel of God at num. Okay? And then for the sake of what's going on here, I'm just going to copy and paste this real quick. And we're going to, oh, yeah, I'll just add another line. We'll say num is equal to 3. Now, this is not going to be there, but I just want to show you why this will break if we keep it at length of wheel of God. So we do this. Oh, it's going to yell at me for not having this stuff filled out yet. So just give me one hot second. We're just going to put some passes in here. That should be good now. I never ran the function. Okay, give me one sec. Main. And beautiful. Now it will run. And we're good. So what would you like to spin? That's a great question. I would love to spin the wheel of God. Okay? And then it crashes because the list index is out of range because we're trying to access the third position of the wheel of God, which doesn't exist because if you remember, you always index arrays at 0. So we have 0, 1, 2. So you got to do the length of the wheel of God minus 1 here. Now we can test this, and it's going to work pretty much as straightforward as one human being can think here. What would you like to spin? The wheel of God. We got 2020. What would you like to spin? I would love to spin the wheel of God. We got proptosis. What would you like to spin? The wheel of God. We got Godhead. It's kind of ironic we got all 3 of them in a row. There's proptosis again. There's proptosis again. Proptosis again. Godhead. Godhead. 2020. Proptosis. You can kind of see how this works. It's pulling a random thing from that list. So we can basically just copy and paste exactly this into these 2 spots as well. And it's going to do exactly the same exact thing, except we just want to make sure we do this here. So instead, that's going to be wheel of poo-poo. Instead, this is going to be eyes. And then instead here, this is going to be poo-poo. And instead here, this is going to be eyes. That's the entire program. That is literally all the Discord Wheel of Isaac is doing, is this right here. Many people are like, yo, it's so cool, it's so unique, it's so strange. This is it. It's basically just a lot of if-else statements here that are in there. Now, this is going to be some exploration here. If I import Discord, I think I have to download it separately. Yeah, no module named Discord. Can I install a package Discord? No. Obviously, I don't know what I'm doing with this, but how it would work if you had Discord installed is there's a function called self.bot, and it's essentially like self.bot.await, and then you could say, pick a wheel, blah, 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 and then upon picking that wheel, this will print it to the screen. It's a little bit different working with Discord's API, but if you just wanted to make your own Wheel of Isaac program, here it is. I mean, this is literally just exactly it. Pretty straightforward. I'm trying to think of what else you could even add. So I suppose if choice, we should have another elif in here that says elif choice is equal to the Wheel of Isaac, actually. Then you have a big if statement in here that says, well, first we gotta print num is equal to random.rand. Okay, just copy and paste it, Tyler. What you doing right now? Copy and paste this bad boy to here. Change this to be Wheel of Isaac. Change this to be Wheel of Isaac. And then we can do a little print statement. This is what I do in mine. So if, instead of printing this right here, we'll say that wheel is equal to Wheel of Isaac at the num. And then we can say that if wheel is equal to Wheel of God, then print something along the lines of use God as, and we gotta put that in single quotes here, use God type thing. And that then tells people how to actually spin the wheel of God there. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, if you really want to see, I'll continue to type out the rest of this. If wheel, no, that's not what I wanted. If wheel equals to wheel of eyes, then do print use eyes. Yeah, that's how we did it. And then finally, else, I'm not even gonna do an elif for this one because we don't need to. Else, then print use, what is it? Poo poo. There you go. And now we can literally run this. And what we could do is we could do a clear screen down here. I forget how to do that in Python. Oh, Jesus. I don't remember how to clear screen in Python, but we could clear the screen for this. Let's bring this up here, and we can see exactly how it works. What would you like to spin? Isaac, please. So use poo-poo. What would you like to spin? Poo-poo. We got the poop. What would you like to spin? Isaac. Use God. Okay? God. We got proptosis. It's essentially exactly how it works. That's gonna do it for the coding series for a little bit. We are gonna do one final video that's going to be less about code and more about the math behind stuff. We're going to talk a little bit about binary and hexadecimal, which are very interesting and a lot of people have expressed interest in. So I'm happy to do that. We're going to do that, and then that's going to be the current end to the coding series. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully it helps you out. Play around with it a little bit, see what you can do, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.